Hey, Derek here, Goss Automotive, bringing you not a how-to video. It's informational only. The correct way to measure, order, and replace a torsion axle. So, these companies you call, at least here in Kansas City, I called all the major ones. None of them have it in stock because there's so many different variables, and they have to request a build for it. So the proper way is to fill out a build sheet or a torsion axle order form, is what some places call it. And basically it's a fill in the blank, but there's a lot of information on there and it's got to be correct. Like for instance, the series. Yeah, I didn't know there was a series, but there is. And that mostly goes by how many pounds of vehicle weight do you want the axle to support. Like on this trailer here, these are 7,000 pound axles, torsion axles. That's different than the gross vehicle weight. You can find it on the data tag that's up on this one. It's on the tongue of the trailer. So this one in particular is a Series 12, 5 to 7,000 pound axle. And then the next one is rubber content, which I had no idea what that meant, but that's the same thing. 7,000 pound is the rubber content. And then depending on if you want to order it with brakes, you need to know what kind of brakes, what size are the brakes. This one in particular has brake shoes and drums. And this one also has electric brakes, e-brakes, the magnetic type, with the brake controller up in the cab of the truck. So yeah, you'd circle that, electric brakes. Flanges means on the back side. I'll show you. So here's the one I just ordered, picked up, and delivered out here to this company. It's Torflex torsion axle. And this one has the drum brakes, as mentioned. It's got the bearings. Some places want to know the size of the bearings, the length of the spindle inside here. And there's different types of this one is the easy lube, I think they call it, and this one's a 12 by 2. The 2 inches is the depth, or the wide, how wide is the shoe, the brake shoe. And then you have the length of the shoe, and this one was a 12 by 2, 12 inch long by 2 inch wide. So then the next thing is they want to know the bolt pattern, which is pretty important because you're going to probably reuse the existing wheels that came off the old axle. This one was bent. So this trailer here, they kept having a problem with the tires on the front right axle, and only the front right axle. Only the front right tire was getting worn down. The tread pattern, the tread was wearing down on the inside way faster than the outside, unevenly. But the tire right behind it, since this is a dual axle, that one was fine. Same thing with the left side, the driver's side. Both tires on that side were fine. It was just this one side. So I got underneath here and started measuring and found might be kind of dark, but I found, let me get a light in case this happens to you. If you see that measurement, you can tell this torsion arm is crooked. So they probably ran over a curb and bent this wheel in, and only this right front wheel in. So they've probably taken a right-hand turn, ran over the curb, and bent this torsion arm right here inwards. And there might be a way to bend it back out, but then it's probably going to be weaker. You can't put heat on it because of the rubber content inside. So we opted to just replace it. And like I said, you're going to probably reuse the old wheels, right? I got this both sides off. And the hub pattern they're wanting to know is the lug pattern, basically. This one is 8 lug. This one's 8 lug by 6.5. So 8 by 6.5 inches. That's what that means. 8 lug, 6.5 inches in between each hole, as measured directly across. Okay, the next thing these people are going to need to know to get you the correct torsion axle is the stud size. These, I guess, come in 3 different sizes on these torsion axles, at least according to their sheet here. 1/2 inch, 9/16 or 5/8 inches. And this one was 1/2 inch. And they're fine thread. We already talked about the bearings. This one in particular was, the part number for the inner bearing was 25580. Part number for the outer bearing was 14125. A as in alpha. Spindle, easy lube. Spindle length on this one was standard. Side mount brackets, no. Side mount, as described down here, the one I needed was top mount, which is that particular style right there. And what they're talking about on that are these brackets. Whereas this one bolts to the frame. This is actually upside down right now. When I go to install it, it'll be flipped over. And the shape of the bracket, and being that it sets flush on that, they would consider this one an inboard low profile, meaning there's no gap. There's no gap in between there. Some of them would have a gap right here. This one doesn't. So yeah, top mount, inboard, low profile. And then they want to know the degree of the angle. Oh, and the axle bracket length. This one I needed was 12 inch by 2.5. Okay, and this one I ordered with the brakes on it. So all I got to do is cut the old wires for the electric brake off and wire this one up to it. Okay, so the two really important measurements they want to know are these hub face measurement. This one was 96 inches, and what they're talking about is from here where the wheel will set against the hub, that flat spot right there. Like picture the wheel going on over the stud and it sets flat against these. Measure from there on one side all the way across the axle to the same place on the other side. And this one was 96 inches. The other measurement they're going to want to know that's really important is the outside bracket measurement, which is from the outside of the bracket to the opposite outside on that end of the bracket. And this one if I can get hooked on there. It's about 73.5. And then the axle tube size, 3.5, which is what I needed. And I took all those measurements on the old axle, wrote them all down on the axle order form. And then I emailed it to this company. And 2 weeks later, they called me, said it's ready. So I went and picked it up, dropped it off to the company, and I'm back the next day because they weren't done with this trailer. They were using it for the day. And now I'm back and replacing it. So I will update you when I get the new one on. Thanks for watching.